Instagram that they're about to change access to having live to if you have to have 1,000 followers. That's whatever. So what's up, everybody? It's Kit with Mugshot Mugs. Um, so I want to do our daily reminder, reminding God of what He said. So, I will be your God, and you will be my people. Leviticus 26:12. Thank you, Abba, for choosing me, calling me yours, and walking this life with me. Amen. I like that. I like that I belong to Him, and that He calls me His. All right. And so some other things that I wanted to talk about. I just want to be open about the things that I go through and I experience in my walk with God. Because I know I question and I doubt things a lot. And that's kind of normal too, but um, it really helps to have confirmation too. So, sorry. So, I go out and I walk in nature because that's another way to connect and get close with God. And so, that's like my alone time with Him too. It's my intimate time with Him. And, like I was saying, I get doubts a lot and stuff like that. So so He shows me things like, so I'm listening to my music, and, looking at the clouds and stuff like that as I'm walking, and just thinking about things and praying to Him. And then yesterday, for example, I was just looking at the clouds and I clearly saw like this little whale figure. And then in the lyrics of the songs, it was talking about Jonah. And, I had that thought. I was passing by this tree that, provided some shade and stuff like that. And that's part of the story of Jonah. And I just thought that was really cool. And just lets me know that He's there, and that He loves me and that He hears me, and that these things that I believe I've been shown and His ways of speaking to me are real, and I don't need to doubt it. That's why I have my journal full of stickers and stuff like that, and sometimes I draw in it because that's another way, like, He will speak to me and show me things, confirmations, prayers I'm asking about. I'll see these, different places, things I'm watching, as a way to reflect on it, and it's just confirmation. So what else was I going to say? So anyways, yeah. Sort of lost my train of thought there. Yeah, just ways to us. Oh yeah, and there's somebody that owns a donkey too, like that's just down the road, and that just how God spoke to Moses through a burning bush, and He'll use anything to communicate when He needs to communicate, like He did with the donkey. So don't just blow it off as nothing, your imagination, because it's real. He does communicate with us, and He will. Oh yeah, what I was going to say was, this is another thing that I looked into too, about dreams and visions and how He spoke to the prophets and things like that. And it is through things that they understand in their culture, and in that time period. So He will communicate with us through things that He knows we understand. Anything that helps us connect the dots and make those connections. So I want to talk about spiritual warfare too, because this is real too. So 7 signs that you're facing spiritual warfare are losing, loss of hunger for God, feeling constantly tired, financial attack or lack, overwhelm and isolation, old habits trying to return, pulling away from community, and mental fog or confusion. I know in the place that I was at, I felt this a lot. It was a lot of pressure, a lot of feeling uncomfortable, just feeling like you're in a place where you don't want to be at because you wouldn't choose to be once you've changed your lifestyle and the people who you choose to be around and you don't want to be around that, you can feel it. God will also show you, reveal things about people to you, and who they are. This also through growth of relationship with Him and praying to Him and having just this open communication with Him. Um, so yeah, you get this awareness of this things that are off, things that aren't right, things that are ungodly, and they're very apparent to you. Sometimes they're really too obvious, where it's just like you can't believe it. Um, and signs that you're God's chosen. So if you notice these signs, God has chosen you for something great. And I'm going to say this, and you can match this up with scripture too. God uses the most unlikely people, and I can say that. See, I used to be an addict. I was homeless for 3 years, on the streets. I was living in sin a lot of my life. I didn't think God had wanted anything to do with me because how early my sin began in my life. I thought I wasn't worthy of God. But He chooses people that go through some hard things, some things for His uh, greater good, for His purpose to do great things. So don't dismiss yourself if you're somebody who's like me and comes from a rough past. Um, so if you feel different, even isolated, you've survived intense spiritual attacks, you receive prophetic dreams and insights, um, you're drawn to truth and justice, and you hate injustice. It really bothers you to be around injustice. Um, you carry deep empathy and discernment. You've been misunderstood or gaslit. You trust God even when it doesn't make sense. That's when you build the best faith too, actually. When you're trusting God even when it doesn't make sense, you're going to have a good outcome. So feeling different than everybody else, you sense these things around you, but you can't really explain it. You feel like you're going to sound crazy if you tell anybody about it. You feel displaced, different than everybody else. You do feel isolated because God will sometimes isolate us and pull us aside to work on us and to grow closer and more in Him. So see that as an opportunity to seek Him more and a deeper relationship with Him. Prophetic dreams for me, my dreams are prophetic. I usually have dreams. It won't be like the exact scene scenario exactly like that, but it'll be like glimpses in it, kind of like you're looking at something in the dark with a flashlight. So you'll get these little bits and pieces of it, and it um, it'll come true later on. Like I already had dreams while I was in the recovery place about being here at my grandparents. I just didn't know it'd be like I'd be moving back here. Um, and some things, sometimes the dreams will be like once you speak them, that's when it will make sense. Or sometimes they'll be literal, symbolical. Um, I'm learning all this too as I go, actually. Um, so yeah, to build discernment, you have to be around people too in situations. And I think that was part of why I was where I was at in the recovery place. Um, so again, with like symbols and how he communicates with us in a way that I understand is the way he was revealing people to me. And I don't want to talk about anything specific, but it's kind of like, yeah, you have a gut feeling about something. Something would really stand out to you. Be like, I call it highlighted or highlight. something your eye is drawn to, or you get this feeling whenever you're around like something or situation or something like that, and then, a thought pops in your head. That's usually God communicating with you about something, and that's how He communicated with me about the people I was around in that recovery place, and their intentions and who they were. Um, and for me, it wasn't. I couldn't really point it out, and uh, even when I did call it out, just to clarify it, it was people denying it, or people don't like to be called out. So if you're sure about these things, it's not always best to call them out on it, because they're either going to lie to you, or you're just not supposed to call them out on it. That's not um, the purpose of a gift like that. But I was learning, and I'm still learning, how it functions, how it works, and stuff like that. But now looking back on it, like, it was completely accurate, and it's something that I'll know now. Um, so more recently, I had a dream about, like, I had this group of people with me, like friends, a couple of friends. You're in this like warehouse setting, like, almost. I just noticed like a big garage door. And then I'm pretty sure it was about my new home that I'll be in, wherever it is. Like, I seen the kitchen. It was a very big kitchen space. Um, I noticed some details about it, like the drawers and stuff like that, the dishwasher, the countertops, and just that it was a bigger area for a kitchen. Um, and so I think that's something that's going to happen along the lines somewhere in my future. And I know it was of God, because I felt peace. Another strange thing that is kind of new to me, but just I had one of these dreams too when I was in the recovery place too, about feeling it physically while I'm sleeping. Um, is something about my palm, and I just felt comfort, and it just reminded me of Jesus, because I felt peaceful. And usually when I am having these dreams where I'm sleeping, and I somewhat wake up, or you know what I mean, I feel something physically, um, and I know I'm smiling or something like that. I feel like it's Jesus' presence around me. It just feels peaceful. Um, so if you're feeling attacked, confused, or like you're seeing things others don't doubt yourself. You might be chosen. Um, you might be being worked on by God, but you're not alone. Invite. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Something I do daily too is I welcome God into my life, and His angels, and any form of guidance and help He wants to give me. I ask for it. I invite it in. Um, so if you guys have similar experiences, please comment me or reach out to me. Um, it's always nice making these connections, and this is how we do it. By other people with similar experiences. So I'd love to hear from you. Um, and then, yeah, just hold on to your faith through this. If you're being tested and refined and stuff like that, it was really, really hard for me to being felt, feeling like I was, being pushed into negativity or sin, when I was really trying to be on track with God. And it was really confusing to me that God would have me in a place like that, in a time where I felt like I was really actually trying to be, to get my life right and to be right with Him. It was really confusing, and it made me question my faith. But so part of that was refining, and part of it was spiritual warfare that I was experiencing. I know that because He gave me dreams about it to let me know too. And I keep a journal too, which is always wise to use, so you can look back on it and you have confirmation, so you don't doubt or think crazy. And so, anyways, um, today's a very spiritual day. I can feel it. So another thing that inspired me to write this, to speak about it, was um, now I can feel when there's like these things in the atmosphere or in the air around me. You know, it's one by that familiar feeling, and then two, it's by the thoughts that you get in your head too. So if it's just like, that familiar, I don't have, I'm still figuring it out. But anyways, I just know it was the beginning of a negative spirit or negative thoughts, because I had the negative thoughts on top of that familiar feeling. So that's when I right away pray, and I pray aloud to rebuke it, because I'm not going to let that. That's not how my day is going to go, and it's right away, because I'm on track, and um, and it's to make me doubt, and I'm not going to doubt. I'm going to keep my faith in it, and that's it's just a good sign that things are just right on track and with God, and I just got to stick with it. Um, but I wanted to share that experience with you guys, because maybe you're experiencing the same things too, and these are just things that we go through, and it's actually a good sign, because it means that we are chosen and God has a good purpose for us. And I'm saying this because I'm most likely speaking to somebody who is a former drug addict, or has hardship trauma in their life, who has had a hard childhood, or, just this underdog, or just this most unlikely person, who's been an outcast, or something. And uh, maybe they don't know it, and they would not ever think that they would be something like that to God, or in this world, to other people, or because other people just totally dismiss them, and it's not the case. They're just going to have this huge important task and purpose in this life for God, and they're dismissing themselves, or other people are dismissing it, and they have no idea that they're totally chosen by God. But I'm here to confirm that for you. If any of this makes sense to you, or it sounds familiar, you are chosen by God, and to keep seeking Him, and to pray to dive deeper into Him, to get to know Him, and just have this amazing relationship with Him, because it's the best thing you'll experience in this lifetime. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get off of here, guys, and I pray for the best for you, to keep seeking God and don't give up. Um, and just know that He's always there beside you, even if you're going through these spiritual warfares, or these tough times where you're questioning yourself and questioning God. Just hang in there. Just take it as an invitation to seek Him deeper, and He's right there. You're not alone. All right, guys. Well, love you, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.